Okay, let's try a thought experiment. Imagine, what if you were the creator of, say, a whole local universe?
Okay.
We're talking 10 million inhabited worlds,
Right.
all under your absolute authority.
A vast domain.
Now picture yourself deciding
Yeah.
to live 7 separate lifetimes.
7, okay.
And each one is at a progressively lower level of existence, getting more basic each time.
Right.
And the final one, the culmination. You choose to be born as a helpless human infant.
Wow. Helpless.
On one of the most troubled planets in that entire huge domain.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It does. Why? I mean, why would any being with that kind of power choose such an incredibly humbling path?
It's a huge question. And it kind of flips our usual ideas about power, I think. Shifts it.
Oh.
Well, from, top-down commands to leadership that's actually earned through living it, through experience.
Exactly. And that's a core question we're digging into today, this deep dive. We're exploring the 7 bestowals of Michael of Nebadon, known to many, of course, as Jesus Christ, based on the sources we've studied. Our mission really is to unpack this profound cosmic curriculum.
Yeah.
It wasn't just about qualifying for a job, so to speak.
No, it was much deeper, demonstrating the incredible depth of divine love, of service.
Right. So we want to give you a kind of shortcut to understanding this really central concept and maybe surprisingly what it means for you personally.
Okay, so these bestowals, they weren't just like symbolic gestures of humility.
Not at all, according to the sources. They were essential. A cosmic curriculum, as you said.
Yeah.
A required training program, basically, to fully qualify Michael as the sovereign ruler of his local universe, which is called Nebadon.
But it had that dual purpose, right? Qualification and demonstration.
Exactly. Simultaneously showing just how far divine love goes to truly understand and to serve creation. It wasn't optional for him. It was a requirement for that kind of leadership.
That's what's so remarkable. It wasn't just about Michael gaining knowledge for himself.
No.
It was about embodying this fundamental principle that real authority, divine authority, isn't about domination. It's about understanding, service, empathy. He had to go through it to rule with that perfect understanding.
And to really get the scale of that final bestowal, the one on Earth, we need to understand what came before. Think about the 6th one. The sources talk about huge time scales, like 1.5 million years between each bestowal.
Wow, that's, hard to comprehend.
Right. So after that vast time, Michael completes his 6th life, this time as an advanced Urantia being sort of a spirit material existence.
And this was at the constellation level, a higher administrative level in the universe.
Correct. And the welcome he received back at Salvington, that's the headquarters for the constellation.
It was unprecedented. Millions upon millions of beings gathered. They knew this was cosmic history happening right there.
A huge moment. But his reaction? When they all welcomed him, praised him?
What did he say?
Just simple humility. He basically said, I've simply been about my Father's business. I'm only doing the pleasure of the paradise sons who love and crave to understand their creatures.
My Father's business. That phrase, it really sums it up, doesn't it?
It does.
That core motivation, it makes clear that these experiences serve that dual purpose you mentioned, helping creatures understand their creator.
Yes.
And allowing the creator to get this intimate, firsthand knowledge of what their creatures go through. It's about deep personal connection.
And the patience involved. It's just mind-boggling. After that 6th bestowal, for tens of thousands of years, celestial beings were waiting, anticipating.
Waiting for the 7th, the final one.
Yeah. They knew it would be in the likeness of mortal flesh, but they had no idea when or where or how.
And the timescale between the bestowals, you said 1.5 million just now, but the sources indicate it could be up to 150 million years sometime.
That's the figure given, yes. So when they heard soon in cosmic terms.
Soon could mean maybe 1 million years of waiting for them.
Exactly. It gives you a whole different perspective on divine timing, doesn't it?
It really does. It's a huge reminder for us, I think, that divine plans work on this vast, perfect schedule. Not always our, immediate time frame.
Teaches cosmic patience.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've set this huge cosmic stage. Now let's zoom in on Michael's actual journey to our world. This is where it gets really compelling. The big announcement came after the default of Adam and Eve.
Right. That event.
Michael had chosen Urantia, that's the name for our world in these sources, as the place for his 7th bestowal.
And that decision, It put Earth in this incredibly conspicuous spot in the universe.
For over 35,000 years, all eyes were, in a sense, on this little planet.
Which immediately brings up the question, why? Why Urantia?
Out of 10 million inhabited worlds,
Yeah.
why pick this one?
Yeah.
The sources explain it's because Urantia had gone through what they call a double catastrophe, two major spiritual disasters.
Okay, what were they?
First, there was the Lucifer Rebellion. And Caligassia's betrayal, he was the planetary prince here. That happened maybe 500,000 years ago.
And that affected more than just Earth, right?
Oh, yeah. 37 planets were involved.
Yeah.
It really confused spiritual understanding across a big chunk of the local system.
Okay, that's the first catastrophe. What was the second?
The second came about 200,000 years after the rebellion. It was default of Adam and Eve.
Their mission to uplift humanity biologically and spiritually.
Exactly. But it's crucial to understand the sources are clear. They weren't rebellious like Lucifer.
Right. They defaulted on their trust. They made a serious mistake.
Yes, but they realized it immediately. And they repented.
And there's an interesting principle tied to their story, isn't there, about defaulting on a mission?
Yes. When someone defaults on a specific trust or mission, they're never reassigned to that exact same position.
So Adam and Eve couldn't just pick up where they left off?
No. But their story is still one of hope. After they completed their own journey through the afterlife stages and the mansion worlds, they were actually assigned roles as counselors, part of a group of 24 advisors on the system capital, Jerusalem.
So even after a major default, there was redemption, continued, meaningful service.
Absolutely. And choosing Urantia, this darkest world, because of these setbacks.
It really highlights divine love choosing the hardest place.
It demonstrates that where the need was greatest, that's where divine mercy would shine the brightest.
So the stage is set on this uniquely challenged world. What made this seventh bestowal so revolutionary?
Well, it wasn't just that he was coming as immortal. That was known. It was the how.
The method.
Yes. He chose to begin exactly like every single one of us does, as a helpless baby.
No head start, no hidden knowledge.
None. No divine shortcuts. He would have to learn everything, grow up just like any other Jewish boy in first-century Palestine.
That's radical. And it had a huge implication, didn't it, regarding something called a thought adjuster.
A massive implication. For the very first time in all 7 bestowals, Michael needed a thought adjuster.
Which is, can you remind us?
It's described as a fragment of the universal Father, a spark of God, dwelling within the human mind.
Okay. And why did he need one this time, but not before?
Because in the previous bestowals, even though he limited his divine powers, he still retained his divine awareness, his identity.
Right.
But as a helpless infant, you can't consciously limit yourself and simultaneously experience genuine human development from absolute zero, from complete dependence.
The two are incompatible.
Exactly. So the adjuster was necessary.
Yeah.
It guided his spiritual growth, helped him process his human experiences.
And gradually prepared him for the dawning awareness of who he truly was, his divine identity.
Right. It ensured the whole experience was authentically human.
And this limitation, this living as a human, it continued even after he realized who he was.
Yes. Even after his baptism around age 30, when the sources say he became fully aware he was Michael of Nebadon, the Creator's son.
He still held back.
He continued to limit his divinity throughout his public ministry. He stayed Jesus the human.
The son, the brother, the teacher, the friend.
Yes. Not acting with the overt cosmic power you might expect from a universe creator walking the earth.
So this full commitment to the human experience, it went all the way.
All the way. Through the crucifixion. Through death itself.
But then the resurrection appearances, what was happening there? Was that Michael, the Creator's son, back in full power?
Here's where the sources offer a really interesting perspective.
Right.
No. During those appearances to the apostles,
They weren't meeting the full Creator son.
they were meeting Jesus the man who was completing his own mansion world experience.
The same journey that all ascending mortals go through after death.
The very same progressive journey. It underlines just how authentic his human experience was, right to the very end and even beyond physical death.
Wow, okay, that explains the 40 days then, between the resurrection and Pentecost.
Precisely. It sheds light on that period. Jesus, as a human ascender, had to progress through those 7 mansion world levels
He had to complete his mortal ascension first.
before he could fully resume his divine nature as Michael, the Creator's son, and the Spirit of Truth, which is his spirit, bestowed by Michael.
It couldn't be poured out while he was still technically completing his human journey.
He literally had to finish that part of the curriculum first.
Okay. Now, what happens to Jesus, the human personality, when Michael resumes his full divinity Is Jesus lost?
This is one of those beautiful concepts, I think. No, we don't lose Jesus of Nazareth.
How does that work?
His unique human personality becomes eternalized, fused, essentially, with his now personalized thought adjuster.
So the adjuster that guided him, it becomes the eternal vessel for the personality of Jesus.
Exactly. And this personalized adjuster is Jesus of Nazareth, a distinct eternal being.
And what's his role now?
He becomes the eternal leader for all mortals who reach what's called finaliter status.
Those who complete the long evolutionary climb and are ready for eternal service.
Yes. Throughout their ongoing journey towards paradise, Jesus of Nazareth is their guide. Michael, the Creator's son, retains all the memories, of course.
But the specific personality of Jesus, with all that human understanding, compassion, love, that becomes our eternal leader.
Just pause on that for a moment. Think about the personal connection that creates.
Yeah.
The actual human Jesus, the one who walked those dusty roads in Palestine, felt hunger, thirst, joy, sorrow.
Who wept when his friend Lazarus died, who celebrated at the wedding in Cana.
Yes. Who experienced scraped knees as a kid, the awkwardness of being a teenager, the weight of responsibility, the grief of losing his earthly father, Joseph.
The Jesus understands every human challenge because he lived it.
Absolutely. From personal experience. So when you're struggling or feeling alone or uncertain,
Yeah.
this changes everything, doesn't it?
It transforms your relationship with prayer, with worship.
Totally. Every prayer goes to a Creator Son who knows exactly what it feels like to be human.
That's incredibly profound.
So knowing all this, what was the bigger cosmic why? We touched on qualification and love, but was there more?
There was definitely more. The Bestowals serve purposes far bigger than just, say, salvation from sin, as it's often traditionally understood.
Right, because the sources emphasize that the Universal Father eternally forgives sin. Divine mercy is constant, always there.
It's always available. So the deeper issue Michael's mission addressed, it was about preventing something the sources call cosmic suicide.
Preventing what now?
Cosmic suicide. Among the millions, perhaps billions of beings across those 37 planets who had followed Lucifer in the rebellion.
Okay, what does that mean, cosmic suicide?
Without intervention, these beings faced, well, essentially annihilation. Irreversible spiritual alienation from reality, from God, choosing paths that ultimately lead to non-existence because they persistently reject divine love and truth.
So Michael's mission, living that life, dying that death, it demonstrated divine love and mercy so powerfully.
So powerfully that even these long-term rebels could see a way back, a path to righteousness, to eternal life if they chose it.
And the whole universe was watching this.
For a huge chunk of Earth's history, while Michael was incarnate here, yes. The sources say all eyes in Nebadon were focused on Urantia. Every intelligent being understood the stakes. They knew the cosmic significance of this struggle playing out on our little world.
This really reframes the idea of salvation then.
It does. Jesus didn't come primarily to save us from God's punishment for sin.
Because forgiveness is always there.
Right. He came to save us from our own potential for that cosmic suicide, from persistent rebellion against love, against wisdom, against our divine connection.
So divine forgiveness is constant, but
it has to be accepted, and that acceptance, that turning towards God, that's what divine sonship really represents.
it's not just accepting forgiveness, but actively stepping into that relationship, embracing your divine heritage and the responsibilities that come with it.
Exactly. And think about the birth in Bethlehem. That wasn't just a quiet event on Earth.
No, the universe celebrated.
Because they knew their sovereign was taking the final step, completing his experiential journey to become fully qualified.
Earning his sovereignty.
Yes. Based not on force or power alone, but on love. On loyalty earned through perfect first-hand understanding of everyone he would rule, understanding their lives, their struggles, their needs.
So bringing this back to us, to the listener, what are the implications for you today?
Well, just as Michael's bestowals qualified him to rule with that incredible understanding and compassion, our experiences as mortals, right here, right now, they're preparing us.
Preparing us for what?
For service. For purpose in the larger universe. All the struggles, the love we learn, the faith we develop, it's not wasted. It's part of our own eternal curriculum.
So we're not just, getting through life, enduring it.
No, we're preparing for eternity. We're learning lessons that have cosmic value.
And that connection with Jesus, it means when you face difficulty.
You can remember your Creator Son chose difficulty. He chose to experience it fully.
When you feel alone.
He felt abandoned, particularly at the end.
When you're uncertain.
He lived by faith, day by day, just like we have to. That intimate understanding is always there. Every challenge you face is met by a sovereign who has literally walked in your shoes.
So these 7 bestowals, they really show the ultimate expression of divine love, don't they?
Absolutely. A creator willing to experience life at every single level just to better understand and serve his creatures.
It completely redefines sovereignty. It's not about domination, it's about understanding.
Not about raw power, it's about love expressed through service.
And it suggests that this divine journey of understanding,
Mm-hmm.
it never really ends. It just keeps getting deeper, more beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe a final thought to leave you with. If even a creator's son chooses this path, this humble path of experience, to earn true leadership, what does that tell us about the journey we're all on?
And maybe what kind of leadership we should value, both in the universe around us and maybe even within ourselves.
Something to think about.